Okay, so I want to welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Northern Nerdcast, where we showcase the geeky, nerdy people, groups, and events that happen in and around the Edmonton area. The Northern Nerdcast is a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATV. Please feel free to head on over to albertapodcastnetwork.com for a list of amazing Alberta-made podcasts. We would also like to encourage everyone out there that if you enjoy this episode, to share it with your friends on social media. This way, we are able to help grow the community here in Edmonton and keep everyone up to date on the latest news and information regarding the geeky, nerdy people, groups, and events that happen in and around the city of Edmonton. Also, if you or anyone you know would like to be featured on our show, please feel free to contact us over at northernnerdnetwork.com. Now, let's get on with this show. Okay, so welcome back to another edition of the Nerdcast. My name is Dan and Chelsea. I got to really work on making sure that the tweets don't get caught up in this phone anymore.
Too much technology, Dan. Too much technology.
One thing, I should probably unhook that from the internet. That's actually probably what I should do. All right, so I want to thank everyone for joining us today. And on today's episode, I've totally botched this intro as badly and poorly as I possibly could have.
Never.
So I have to just say, Chelsea, save me.
You botch an intro. Never. All of our listeners and viewers out there who tune in regularly know how much technology you have to contend with off the top of the show. And P.S., I've told you this before, but I will never not love your double DJ headphones. It makes me smile at the top of every episode. I'm just like,
every time. It gets you every time.
You can tell he's a real serious DJ because he's got not one, but two sets of headphones.
Like I said before, I was getting such a pain in the butt just
swapping out the
in and out the inputs all the time.
It makes total sense. I mean, I know I'm laughing, but it makes total sense that you have both of them.
Yeah.
So like those who know and love you and know and love the show are like, that's just Dan working really hard. He's got all the technology to contend with to bring us a catchy theme song off the top of every show, which I know I'm thankful because it's good music to jam out to. So.
It really is. I would like to have a better, more streamlined version somehow. One day I will find that way.
When the official studio space, when you finish your basement,
yes,
when the official studio space gets built in the basement.
Yeah, we are.
Then you'll get super fancy with multi-channel soundboards and you'll be all set.
I just deleted something I shouldn't have. Yes, today is going smooth.
And there you have it, folks. We're live.
Yeah,
We're hearing this live.
Oh, it's going to be a good episode tonight.
Has it been one of those weeks, Dan? I get the feeling it's been one of those weeks.
It has been one of those weeks.
Tell me all about it. Do you need a cup of tea? Tell me all about it.
I should actually have a cup of tea. I don't. No, that's okay. I'm going to start my week off.
Yeah.
So let's start off with man, again, I'm not even prepared for tonight's show. All I've been doing is playing Destiny. To be honest with you.
See, that's why it's hard leaving that world and coming back to this world and having to do actual stuff here when your brain is still
I'm still playing Destiny in my brain right now. I think when I left you.
Who wouldn't want to spend time with Nathan Fillion, right? Come on now.
Yeah, we've been hanging out. We're best buds now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how it is. No, I pretty much got off the last time we talked here. We had a little meeting.
And you went
Serena came up.
directly to
I
that
went directly
couch
to the
behind
couch
you.
over here and started playing Destiny 2.
Mhm.
And I don't think I ever stopped, to be completely honest with you. I did have a couple little birthday parties or something like that in between. And
But it's
some
all a
meetings.
blur. You don't really know.
But everything, yeah, it's all just a blur. So yeah.
So how is your destinying going?
Not as fast as I'd want to. I don't get enough time because I do actually have, small children in the house, and there's, family and other things that are actually going on around this place. So there's more I'd like to be able to do, but
that life stuff gets in the way.
it
Oh,
really does.
oh,
I know. How dare it?
yeah, life. Ugh, what a jerk.
It's okay though. It's all good. And sadly tonight we were gonna have. I know I tweeted out later on that because once this show went live that we were gonna have a guest from Extra Life, and our topic tonight is Extra Life, and we will talk about it later on tonight.
Sadly,
But sadly our guest
our
was able.
lovely guest Raman is ill, so we wish him better, and that
Yes.
people bring him soup, and I mean, depending on how sick he is, maybe some whiskey that'll kill whatever he's got. But yeah, mostly we just hope he gets better soon, so that we can have him back on.
Yeah, and before we continue on, I do want to say that I was super excited to hear a lot about because they're going to be at the Edmonton Expo this year, and they are going to have a silent auction, and I really wanted to learn and know as much as I possibly could about the silent auction.
Some of the fun items that you too can bid on.
This is it, and from what I understand, and I've seen some of these items out there, and they're pretty fantastic. So I know a lot of people are donating some really cool stuff to this, and I really am like, oh man, this is gonna be cool. So aside from that, game day is coming up and all that kind of stuff, but we'll talk about that later. Chelsea,
yeah,
how was your week?
My week has been pretty good. Yeah, just some shifts with the school board, some auditions. Today I started it's my first of 3 days of another audition workshop that I'm doing. I just finished last week. I took another audition workshop that was 3 evenings last week. So it's really great. I'm really enjoying getting different perspectives from different people in the business on their thoughts of, going into a room and what, maybe what they're looking from the perspective of the casting director, or what they're looking for from the perspective of the producer or director, right? Everybody in the room has, something different that they're looking for. But the one thing that I'm learning across the board is sort of the energy you need to bring to the room, and what your job as the actor going into an audition is, regardless of who's in the room with you and what they happen to be looking for, right? What a good audition means for you as an actor, isn't necessarily that you get the role, but that you go in there and you bring a great energy, and you make those connections with the people in the room, and you have a good read, right? And it's about building trust with the people in the room so that they know, they can see that you've got the skills to come in and do that read, because then they'll have you back again, and getting in the room is half the battle. So it's really nice to have, the different perspectives on that.
They've been really
cool.
streamline that process the whole time too. Like they don't really call a whole lot of people that they don't necessarily want there in the first place, right? So it's awesome just even getting the chances to get those opportunities. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's fun. So I mean, it's nice to go back to my first love a little bit, and to have that balance. I mean, I love so much the work that I do with the school board and the amazing kids I get to meet doing that work. So it really is, I'm really excited to be in this place where I get to do both. I'm really happy about that I get to do both, that I don't have to choose. It doesn't have to be an either or kind of situation.
Not yet, anyways.
Well, you know, when
I
I
know.
make it big and I stop talking to all my friends.
We're not going to see Chelsea anymore
No.
when she gets all
I'm
big
gonna
and
become
stuff.
one of those people. No, not a chance. Because I know
Yeah, I have a hard time
you and
seeing that
Trina
happening.
would be like, oh, like just stop it. And I'd be like, okay, guys.
No, for sure. So yeah, that's awesome. That's so much fun.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Let's see what else. Starting to look. Our lease is up at the end of November, so we're starting to sort of get in the headspace of starting to search and house hunt. So that's good. We've got a good solid lead on a place which could be really cool. So hoping that pans out. But yeah, other than that, just sort of starting the stages of rental hunting for a new place for December 1st. And it's kind of tough this far out because I look and I'm like, oh, that place would be great. Oh, but it's available now, or oh, it's available October 1st. Dang it. All right. So yeah, we're just starting to see now some places that are like available November 1st, November 15th, maybe December 1st. So, but you know me, I have like a part of myself is like my super nerdy organizational brain, so I can't help but like pre-plan this far ahead. So yeah.
Awesome.
But that's about it. Other than
that's
that,
about it.
I'm my usual boring self. You know me. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I think it's about time we just took our first little break here.
Ooh, exciting. Yeah. Let's talk about some stuff.
Yeah, let's just talk about some stuff and things, right?
Stuff and things. The best kind of stuff and things.
Hey, Chelsea, did you know that ATB is a proud sponsor of many of the events that we like to attend, such as the Edmonton Expo, the Fringe Festival, Animathon, and so much more?
I actually did know that, Dan. And not only are they involved with so many new up-and-coming projects, just like the Alberta Podcast Network.
That's right. It's incredible to see the involvement that they have right here in our own backyard.
Yeah, that's just one of the many ways ATB sets itself apart from the other big financial institutions. You can see your money in action supporting amazing projects happening right here in Alberta.
Exactly. And it's all part of the amazing initiative called ATB Listens.
That's right. And if our lovely listeners and viewers want more info about how ATB listens and all the great projects they support in Alberta, they can go to atb.com/listens to find out more.
That's right. ATB Listens.
Mm-hmm. That was some good stuff and things.
I think so.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking a bit about, well, the Edmonton Expo is coming around the corner. So I want to,
it is.
Talk a little bit about what you guys can expect to see or do or all that kind of stuff during the Edmonton Expo.
And I want to talk about specifically, I mean, the Expo is always a fun place to see and do so many things. But I want to talk specifically about the opportunities that all the people who watch the show or listen to the show or are fans of the show will have to come and like not only meet you, but be on the show. That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah. So during the Edmonton Expo, we are going to be, typically we'll have the camera. We'll be walking around the Edmonton Expo.
Yeah, you take a lot of footage. You put together a video, awesome cosplayers and all the cool stuff happening at the Expo every year. But this year, it's a little bit different.
Yes.
So on top of that,
we will be doing, a Nerdcast live. So
yay!
On Saturday at 1:45, I would like to tell you that it's room something. I don't know why I didn't have that up beforehand. But we are going to be doing basically Nerdcast live, and what we'll be having is we're going to have Marcus, who's been on the show before, and as well as Kelly Froese from the Edmonton Nerd
From
List
the Edmonton Nerd List,
will
yeah.
be joining us. So we are super excited to have both of those guys come and join us.
So you're going to run it like a panel where anybody at the expo can drop in and see you guys and listen to the conversation that you and Marshall and Kelly are having. But, you know, like our function on the website, when people watch us live on YouTube, they can, you know, pop in their questions or their comments or their 2 cents. If you come to the expo to watch live, you can do that live and be on the show.
Yeah. So we're going to be at room 109 on Saturday at 1:45. Now, I do want to mention really quick before we even continue on, if people were at our last panel that we did last year, will know that last year what I did is I essentially bought a box, one of those mystery boxes. And so if you do come to this one, I think we're going to be doing the exact same sort of thing where we're just going to be giving away the contents of one of those mystery boxes. So just as a side note, if you want some cool prizes
for everybody.
Yeah. On top of coming to an already awesome panel, come and check us out. Room 109 on Saturday at 1:45. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We're so excited.
So, and that's this coming Saturday, September 23rd.
Yes, during the Edmonton Expo.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of it, we will be also roaming the halls as well, like we always do. But we're gonna be doing a lot more audio this year. So we'll actually we have a like an audio recorder thing that will be going around, and we're going to be talking to a lot of people.
It's your fancy new gadget.
Yeah, so I'm excited to give it a good full test run. Yeah, good workout during the Edmonton Expo here. So we're going to be doing that. We are going to be doing a little bit of a video during the Edmonton Expo as well. I mean, we got so much happening. We can't just not put out a cool video. We're going to talk to a lot of the cosplayers, obviously, get a lot of people's feeling of the expo, how they're reacting, who they're going to see, what they're excited about, all that kind of stuff. So that will be during the Edmonton Expo. We will actually have that out hopefully Saturday night, I would think. Usually is when we have it out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna be taking our boys on Friday night, and I think may have a little bit of a junior correspondent thing happening as well. So
nice.
Yeah, we always like having little Neo come out and do a little chatting with the crowd. He's sort of
he's so good at it. Yeah, he's a natural. So. Now, I know you guys always have so much stuff that you do yourselves at the expo, but if you have a few brief moments where you're not doing stuff or recording stuff or talking to awesome nerds or, you know, doing stuff for the show, or is there anything that you're really looking forward to seeing or doing at the expo? Any panels or cosplayers or?
Well, like I said earlier during the show, the Extra Life is going to be there on site, and even though Ramen wasn't able to make it to the show tonight, we are super excited. We love Extra Life. We love going to Extra Life and supporting them. And so, yes, I'm super excited to go and check out the silent auction that they're going to be having there during the Edmonton Expo. They're going to have all the cool stuff there on display, I believe.
So now, a lot of our regular listeners and viewers who have watched the show for a while will know what Extra Life is. We've talked about it before. You've participated in it. But if we have anybody new, any newbies tuning in this week maybe don't know about Extra Life. Dan, do you wanna talk a bit about it? What is it?
So Extra Life is a 24-hour gaming marathon that is in support of the Edmonton Stollery. We once again will be we'll be participating in the Edmonton Extra Life group, and essentially what it is it's just a big giant LAN party that's hosted here in Edmonton. People get to play games for 24 hours. The community that surrounds it is just absolutely amazing and fantastic, and such a loving and giving people. And so we are super excited to be a part of that. If you go to our website, northernnerdnetwork.com, you guys can click on the link for Extra Life. You guys can donate to the Edmonton Stollery, which would be fantastic. We super encourage you guys, if you do, just even throw a couple dollars out there to the Edmonton Extra Life, like for our campaign. That would be absolutely fantastic. You should go and do that.
And now, because we are so lucky in Edmonton and have such a plethora of different nerddoms and geekdoms that exist throughout the city, gaming can mean so many different things to so many different people, and we actually have several different types of gaming weekends and gaming marathon type things that run in Edmonton throughout the year. Extra Life is specifically video games. Is that right?
It is not specifically, no, which is actually very surprising. There are people who play board games. There are people who play RPGs. It's just gaming.
Amazing. So, anybody, any nerd or geek out there is welcome. Even if you're not super nerdy or geeky, it's an amazing way to come and socialize with a group of friends and raise some money for an awesome charity. Bring your game of choice, whether you want to role play, whether you want a tabletop, whether you want a video game, whether you're good at it, whether you're terrible at it. Come and have just a lot of fun.
Yeah. And we're also trying to encourage people to come. Like, we already have a few people who are going to come and join us, specifically to like be sort of like on a Northern Nerd team, where we'll because I'll be doing a little bit of a live stream there as well. But aside from that, we want to be playing Rocket League and all these other cool, fun games that are just kind of like a lot of group participation kind of thing, where we get people to come in and play with us for the live stream or whatever. You guys can play Destiny with me, Raid. I mean, whatever. We'll figure it all out, but we want you to come and join our team, and I would like you to go to our website, northernnerdnetwork.com, contact us and say, hey, yes, I'd like to be on your team. How do I get involved? And we'll point you towards all that kind of fun stuff as well.
Dan is super fun to play with. Like, when I come to town, he sets up either like Star Wars D&D nights for me or Artemis nights. It always makes me feel so special. I know I feel like I say it, but not often enough. Thanks, Dan. You're really good at organizing games nights and a ton of fun to play with. So if you ever wanted a chance to like geek out with Dan and play some awesome games because he's awesome to play with, this is your chance. Do it. It's lots of fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, and it's for a great cause. I mean, that's the main thing. It is going. All the proceeds are going to the Stollery. And how could you say no to the Stollery?
Well, and I mean, you guys. I mean, I know you and Trina both have talked about it before. Your kids have had occasions where they've had to go to the Stollery, and so I mean, firsthand how awesome they are there and how great they are with the kids. So it really is a great, if you're going to play games to raise money for anything, it really is a great cause to play games for, right?
It's true.
It can't go wrong.
Yeah, it is true. And what I should probably actually mention the date as well, which is November 4th. So there is a little bit of time, but not a whole lot of time. I've been finding lately that time is just going by super quickly. I can't believe that the Edmonton Expo is happening actually this weekend. It's absolutely crazy. So so November 4th is actual game day for the Extra Life, and it's going to be like I said, it's gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else? Oh, I'd like to also mention, because I mean we are talking a little bit about Extra Life, but we're also talking a little bit more about the Edmonton Expo as well,
Yeah.
which is coming up. And I'd like to mention some of the things that are going on during the Edmonton Expo that I'd like to really point out. And
Hit me with
one,
them. Tell me all about the schedule.
so one is right at the very end, and I want to make sure that I talk about this right off the top here.
Because it's so great.
Yeah, well, there is what I like to say is the cosplayers. This is the time where the cosplayers all get together and do the Joker's wild card photo shoot. And that's right across the street from the Edmonton Expo, right in front of the Coliseum. And it's right on the stairs coming down, and you can't miss a bunch of people in cosplays. It's so definitely, I highly encourage you guys to come out to that part of the Edmonton Expo. This is where, if you're going to be in cosplay, this is where it is, right? So we always go to this part because we have so many friends that dress up and do all the other stuff. We also like to get a nice good group video of everybody as well, which is awesome. And what else do we got going on? We also have the Edmonton Expo. There's an after party I'd like to mention with Miss Cheza. Yeah, so Cheryl,
who is a friend of the show we've had on before. She's an amazing cosplayer in the city. She runs the Pulp Press.
Yeah. And she is just an absolutely wonderful person. She is going to be she's going to be at Central Social Hall from 8 o'clock till 1 a.m. And basically, it's just going to be an awesome after party on Saturday. So go and check that out as well. I mean, the thing about the Edmonton Expo is it just doesn't end, right? Like there's
always
something else going on somewhere around the city. And sometimes it's kind of hard to find those little things, especially if you're not in the thick of it. And so come on out. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is where a lot of people, you're going to see a lot of people who are dressed up still. They're going to be in their cosplays. I'm pretty sure you're going to see Miss Cheza in her cosplay. So it's going to be awesome. Go check that out. I know a few people who are definitely going to be going to that thing. And that is happening on Saturday. Also on Saturday at night. Now this is not actually, it's not at the expo, but I want to mention this because it is happening during the Edmonton Expo. And this is the High Score launch party.
Right.
Now they are officially launching. They're going to be officially opening their, like, every Saturday and Sunday at the Dirt Bay Cafe. So,
because up until now they've been doing random pop-ups there, right?
Yes, they've done pop-ups at a few different places.
Yeah.
And now they've actually found a nice home at the Dirt Bay Cafe. And so, I mean, really, what's a better way to celebrate? I mean, aside from going to Miss Cheza's
why choose?
event.
Do both. Drop into one, go check out the other, go
just
back to the last one, you know?
So I mean, it's esports, craft beer, and what's better than that? I mean, truly.
Good times had by all. A great place to hang out with your friends.
Yeah. So, and video games.
Mm-hmm. And the Dirt Bay Cafe is a super fun space. So I'm so glad that they found that to be their home.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been there. Have you?
Yeah, I've dropped in once. I think not the last time I was home, but the time before.
Yeah. I'm really thinking about heading. Well, I gotta. It's hard to choose between two, right?
You have to tear yourself away from Destiny first to get in there.
Yeah, this is true. I wonder if they have. No, they probably won't. yeah, it's gonna be tough to choose which one I to go to. I may have to do both. I mean, it's the Edmonton Expo. I could do it all, right?
Yep,
I didn't
absolutely.
put out a video and do a podcast and do all the things. I can do all the things.
I swear,
You know how much
you are the literal Expo Superman, Dan.
I am.
The amount of content you produce and put out in the same weekend, and the number of events you attend, and the number of other awesome nerdy people you go and see and support. Superman of the Expo, ladies and gentlemen, right here.
How much work I have to do and partying I have to do.
But you love every second of
every moment. You can't turn this down. It's awesome. So yeah, that's all happening at the Edmonton Expo. Now, Chelsea, if you were going to the Edmonton Expo,
I know, sadly I'm not, so I have to live vicariously through you guys. But if you were,
what would be the one thing that you would be most excited about?
I mean, the cosplayers are awesome, but I feel like just by being in the environment, like just by being there at the expo in the halls, like you get a really good glimpse at some of the amazing cosplayers that exist in our city. I think it would have to be, and I'm always really impressed with the lineup in terms of like panels and guests that they manage to curate every year for the expo. I think that's what I would be most excited about. Like something that would make it like so hard to choose of like, where am I gonna be and who am I gonna see? And there's too many good ones to choose from. Like that, I think would get me really like get me going. That process of like having to pick and choose, what panels I want to go to and what guests I want to see. And
yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you're going to the Edmonton Expo,
well, it really is like a choose your own or build your own adventure, right?
It really is. But the one thing it's tough is that there's so many awesome panels that happen during the Edmonton Expo that people miss. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that happen. And people get so caught up in going and walking around. And I mean, it's amazing to go walk around and check out all the different vendors and artists and going to see all the various guest stars and stuff like that. But there's a ton of amazing panels that happen on the side as well. And so I want to encourage, like, I'm gonna put a challenge out to our viewers and listeners here to really go into the programming this year and pick out something, whether it be the Nerdcast Live, just saying. But there's other things that are happening as well that really go and take a look at what's in on those what are out there for panels. And really, and pick one and just go to it, and just say, hey, I would like to know a little bit more about geeky teachers, resources, and ideas for educators. So, just things like that, and then go to that, and I will guarantee you'll be pleasantly surprised, because there are so many awesome little tidbits you can find out. During the Edmonton Expo, and it's awesome. What else do we have? Well, Chelsea.
What? Yeah.
Do you think we should probably just take another break?
Sure.
Sure. We could probably take a little break, eh? And yeah. Okay, so like I said before, the Northern Nerdcast is a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB. And if you go right now to the Alberta Podcast Network, you'll find just a ton of like amazing Alberta-made podcasts, just like the Northern Nerdcast is among that list, you can. Why did that?
Yeah, I mean, there's some that we've mentioned on the show before. The Bollywood is for Lovers podcast, the Modern Manhood Pet podcast, Seen and Heard in Edmonton podcast, and so many other amazing ones.
Yeah, I mean, they just added a bunch of new ones as well.
Yeah, and the podcast network is only growing, which is really exciting.
Yeah, and we also, I know that there's an awesome live event that we're going to be a part of, and I can't really say too much about that right now at the moment. I don't think.
Shh, it's a secret.
It's a secret. But yes, definitely go and check out Alberta Podcast Network to find out just see the list and be amazed. Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATV. Smooth.
Check it out. Man, I'm a fan of the break jingles that you keep finding for us.
Yeah, I found a few neat ones that we're able to use now. So we're gonna talk a little. We're gonna move into some of the events that are coming up in the city.
Ooh, yeah. So once the expo is done and you're in withdrawal.
Well, there's a couple before. Like tomorrow night, there's Story Slam, September 20th.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know if anyone's out there has heard about Story Slam, but we've talked about Story Slam, Story Slam on our show. We've actually had them. I've actually done an interview or a video about Story Slam way back when. So if you go back into our list of stuff, you can find that out. But basically what it is, it's a 5-minute story competition. So up to 10 writers could win. And I'm saying, if you're a writer, you can come and join. You can put your name into this thing, and you can win $200 from audience donations up to. Audience members. Yeah. So I mean, it's just it's a quick. You read you do a 5-minute story. It could be pretty much about anything, and it's just so good. It's a great little event that happens, and that is Story Slam. That is happening at the Mercury Room on September 20th. Obviously, Edmonton Expo is happening, but on Friday night. There is an introverts reading night. So again, you can be alone together. I love that saying. I'm going to be using that every time we read about this.
Let's be alone together.
Let's be alone together.
And that's hosted at Variant Edition, right?
It is being hosted at Variant Edition, and that's from 5 to 8 on September 22nd.
It just reminds me of. So I don't know if I've talked about it before. There's a cartoon that I love to watch called Steven Universe. And Alone Together is the name of an episode where two of my favorite characters in the show do what's called fuse for the first time. So they combine together into one new person. And yeah, it's a pretty awesome episode. So it always makes me think of that.
That's awesome. Yeah, and so basically, that's just a nice little introverts reading night. And so, yeah, I think it's just grab a book and come to Variant Edition where chairs and peace and quiet await. Happening September 29th is Game-A-Lot. So this is after the Edmonton Expo. So we have the Edmonton Expo. Very next weekend, Game-A-Lot, and that is happening at the Kingsman Banquet Center. This is going on all weekend from September 29th to October 1st. Head on over to northernnerdnetwork.com for more information regarding that event. Then we got Dead Fest X, the final chapter. This is happening October 17th to October 22nd. And it's just basically come celebrate a decade of sinister cinema in this October 17th to 22nd. More details and ticket information by going to northernnetwork.com, and you'll find out all the links from there. Moving along, we got, that's it. That's all we have. Well, we have game day for Edmonton Extra Life.
In November.
And that's in November. And we've talked about all the other awesome events that are happening in and around the city that people can come and join us.
And if you're like, no, but wait, Dan, my awesome nerdy geeky group has this amazing thing that's happening on this date and you haven't talked about it, then head on over to northernnerdnetwork.com or tweet at Dan on Twitter or send us a Facebook message and be like, hey guys, can you put my event on your event calendar? And Dan will be like, totally, that's what our event calendar is for.
Yes. And again, if you want to be on the show, do the same thing. Just come on over, come contact us. It's super easy. A lot of people have been doing it lately.
And we love meeting new people and talking to new people.
I actually have to admit, we've been getting a lot more we've been getting out just a ton more messages coming back from our website. People are going there and messaging us about whatever, and it's awesome to hear from everybody out there. And go to go to northernnerdnetwork.com and hit the contact us button.
Come hang out and be weirdos with us.
Yeah.
It's fun.
We love being weird. All right. Well, Chelsea, I want to thank you so much for coming out tonight and just chatting with me.
You're most welcome.
It's very fantastic.
Thanks for chatting with me.
So I want to quickly put a shout out to Raman. He is, again, not feeling very well. I did just get an email from him saying that he's still
under the weather.
Sick. Yeah.
Well, then we send you positive vibes and hope that you are all healed so that you can enjoy your expo weekend and, run the silent auction and all that jazz. So we hope he gets better. Hope he's better by the expo. Because that would be, and we'll have him on, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Extra Life or something as well. We also have another guest I got to talk to you about afterwards. Okay.
Secret guest.
Shh. Keep it secret.
There's a lot of, again, we're getting lots of people coming to talk to us, and just you wait, people. It's gonna be awesome.
Is our secret guest Nathan Fillion? You have been spending so much time together.
I know.
Destiny. You told me you were buddies now. Please tell me you hooked that
up. We're best friends now. Best friends.
Nathan Fillion, if you're watching or listening, anytime you want to come on our show, we would love to have you.
I don't think I could say no to Nathan Fillion coming on.
Ever. Yeah.
Ever. And if you know Nathan Fillion, please
pass this on to him.
Pass this on.
The Northern Nerdcast would love to have him as a guest.
All right. Well, that's it. That's all the time we have for this week. I want to thank everybody out there for watching and or listening. And I have an actual thing I'm supposed to be reading right now that I just forgot. And we want to thank everyone who watches and or listens to the show, and ask everyone, if you can, to share it with your friends on social media. The Northern Nerdcast is a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATV, and is produced by myself, along with Chelsea Thompson and Trina Schessel, with special co-host, which we don't have. You can also find more information on the Northern Nerd Network by checking us out on Twitter at northern_nerd, Facebook at facebook.com/northernnerd, youtube.com/northernNerdNetwork, or on our very own website, northernNerdNetwork.com. Come. Now, that's all the time we have for this episode. I want to thank everybody out there for watching and or listening to this edition. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.